Alright, so part 2 of this chapter level. Um, so once you drop into this area, uh, choke this dude out, and then if you're quick enough, you should just catch that guy that, in fact, I'm just gonna call him a guy, um, going into this little side room, and then if you're lucky, you should be able to catch him before he goes out the door, because he should just kind of stand there for a couple seconds, just kind of like twitching. And then you want to come back around here. So you got a clicker there, you got the guy kind of going around in a circle, and then way in the back there's a third infected just kind of like walking around. You shouldn't have to worry about the guy way in the back. So once he turns, you can just walk right up to him and choke him out. Now I end up getting a little unlucky because I was gonna go and choke out the last guy, or the guy towards the back, and then I was gonna just grab a brick and just bash the clicker's head in, like I showed at the end of the last video. But I unfortunately got unlucky, and when I started to move towards where the one in the back was, he just happened to turn and look directly at me, and basically I had to run for my life away from here and kind of improvise what I was gonna do with these last two, but it thankfully ended up working out, not really being much of an issue. So I actually got lucky, and even though they were alerted, the clicker wasn't super aggressive. He just kind of started just wandering around in like a searching. So he, unfortunately, I should have waited for him to start walking back to the left instead of how it was. But I got lucky because even though he did see me, I guess because of how fast I ran away, he kind of just was on like a alert mode, so he was just kind of like wandering, trying to find me. And then so at this point, I got stuck on that thing because I could hear the fucking clicker like right behind me, and at this point I just ran up here because I wanted to be able to have a better view to figure out where this fucker was coming from. But I got lucky, and he just kind of was just wandering over there. But if you come over here, there's a piece of wood that you can use, and I'm gonna proceed to I believe I throw a bottle at this thing, and then I just bash its head in. So I whiffed my first shot, and thankfully the fucking thing didn't hit me, because when that thing starts flaring its arms at you, even if you have a melee weapon, there's a 50-50 chance he's just automatically just grab you and kill you. Because at this point, I haven't picked up the manual that allows me to use a shiv on a clicker if they grab you. I actually don't even remember where it is you pick that manual up. But I kind of remember that I don't have that ability yet. When I get into the lower part of this building, and there's like about like 4 clickers I think wandering around it with like three other normal infected with them, and I remember getting grabbed by one. And I was like, why wasn't they giving me the option to use my shiv? Because I knew I had them. And then, oh no, that's right. It's not a manual. It's an upgrade for the health supplies. That's right. I need like, it's part of the Shiv Master, I think, upgrade. I think I need like 75 health items or whatever for it. I believe I can't remember when I ended up I'm pretty sure at this point of being in Pittsburgh, I believe I've upgraded that Shiv Master. I can't remember. That's right. I was forgetting the manual I'm thinking of is giving your shivs more than one hit. That's what I was confusing it with. Because when you get into Billstown, you pick up that manual, so each shiv you have has two uses to it, which comes in handy when you have like 2 clickers near you, because you can stab one and stab the other, and you still have 2 more shivs if you have 3 altogether. So you basically have 6 chances to use shivs. I do hate the fact that if you use it on a shiv door, it just automatically just breaks the shiv instead of using one of the 2 uses of it. But oh well. Make sure you pick up those supplies and the health items, and then grab this Molotov. And the area that I was talking about with like 4 clickers and I think it's like 3 infected or something. There's a safe you can open. You have to grab a sheet of paper on the left side of the area, and then you need to go to the right to where the safe is. I normally get that safe, but usually when I grab it, I'm usually being a lot more aggressive with my playing of this area, and I'm usually just like throwing an item to get all of them like in a group and then just throwing a Molotov. But for the purpose of the guide, I'm kind of playing it somewhat differently than how I casually would play it. So I actually had to re-record this entire chapter because I finished the chapter, but things didn't really go the way I'm used to them going, so I basically just chapter restarted this whole thing, and what you're seeing now is the redo of it. So for the redo, I just decided not to go for the safe, just because you have to choke out 2 of the infected, and there's a small chance you might have to deal with an extra clicker. I stabbed this one no matter what. I probably didn't need to take care of that one, but for the purposes of what I was doing, I felt the need to kill it. But I do come over to where the safe is because I do want to choke out this infected, because the last thing I need is her being hostile and running towards me, since she can obviously clearly see me on like the clickers. They don't immediately see you. But when I get up to where the ladder is, there's a clicker that's just, for whatever reason, they decided to put the clicker like right there. Uh, I bash its head in with a brick, and for some reason in my head, I'm forgetting that I'm in like a very echoey building. So when I bash its head in, it echoes throughout the entire area, and I basically have all like two of the other clickers just like on my ass almost. So I had to very quickly throw a brick to to get them away from me. So um, you'll see once I bash in the not this guy's but the other guy's head. I'm pretty sure I do like a complete 180, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, that was not what I was expecting, and I very quickly had to grab a brick and throw it like where I am now, just so I had time to get on the ladder. And annoyingly, fucking Tess, you can be a pain in the ass and try and go up the ladder before you, and so I do that, and then like I'm trying to get the ladder, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. So I actually panicked because the one closest to me, he didn't immediately start moving away, so I almost thought he didn't hear the brick throw. So I had a panic of, I don't have the ability to get a brick because where he is where the other bricks are. So, but thankfully he fucking started moving away, and then had a fight test to get on that ladder so I could get the hell out of there. And basically once you're out of there, you know, you're in the clear. There's like three infected you need to choke out, and then you just move the car up to the truck and climb over, and there's like a whole bunch of shit that I just cut out between here and the next video. So I will see you when we're in the museum.
All right. They're recently infected.